This is my first Fujifilm camera. Let's talk about it. Hey, what is good everyone, Chris here, welcome back to the channel, and today we're talking about something different. A camera that brought me to the Fujifilm system many years ago. Actually, this camera has been released in 2007. It's the Fujifilm S5Pro, and it's actually the successor of the S3 Pro, the probably more known camera. This one is basically a D200. The Nikon camera, that is a semi-pro camera, full magnesium alloy body and weather sealed. This is pretty much a copy of that has a super CCD sensor. So this basically takes any lenses from the Fujifilm old lineup and also the Nikon lenses. The mount itself, it's actually a Nikon mount, and it's an APS-C 12 megapixel sensor. Yes, you heard it well. It's an APS-C 12 megapixel sensor that most of you will probably disconsider these days. Now, you'll probably wonder if I own this camera, and this is the camera that I actually owned 15 years ago, 14 years ago. Well, it's not. It's actually one that I bought 5 years ago, I think. I found it in a garage sale and I couldn't resist temptation to have the camera that brought me so much joy and happiness shooting all kinds of photos when I was starting into the digital photography. This is not exactly the one that moved me to the digital era. The D90 from Nikon was the one that brought me to this new era of sensors and SD cards and compact flash cards and so on and so forth. But I remember using this one more, and because I loved it that much, I also bought a D200. I don't own that camera anymore. It actually failed at some point, and I had to send it to repair and get rid of it. I think it was 2012, probably, something like that. But I do love these APS-C sensors, and this Fujifilm is different. They improved the S3 Pro with new features, and they created a camera that most of the people loved. And I am not sure if you know that, but this beautiful body includes 5 Fujifilm simulations. They're not the simulations that you are used to, the ones that have a name like the Velvia or Provia or Acros or Eterna. They're just letters and numbers, and you will probably never know which one is which. Though if you consider the order that Fujifilm throws a simulation on your cameras these days, that might be a little bit close to what these are actually represent in this camera. Well, technicalities are not for me, and other than letting you know that this one is a 12 megapixel camera with a Nikon mount, an F mount, and the fact that it's an DSLR with actually a real mirror that flips up and down. So if that is something that you are into, you can find these cameras very cheap. Now, why do I love this camera so much? It's because it reminds me of the days when photography really meant something, and when megapixels and all kinds of crazy features, 4K, 8K, and other craziness, hundreds and hundreds of autofocus points, were just an illusion, and we weren't aware of what it's gonna be in 10 years. Well, this reminds me of that, and it slows me down, and it helps me shoot different stuff. It helps me shoot with different lenses that are not used anymore these days, like the vintage lenses that I have. For example, the one that left from the herd that I sold. Vivitar 28-135 f3.5. This is a great lens that actually includes macro. That was the reason that I bought it. So as you can tell, it creeps a lot. You can't keep this lens up. It's an old lens, but the quality and the patina of the photos that you're getting out of it, it's definitely unique. I also have another lens, the one that is on the camera right now. This is just a 28-100 3.5 to 5.6. It's a D lens, it's a Nikon lens. Not amazingly sharp, not amazingly high quality, but definitely a lens that helps me when I'm going out around the house in these small walks. And like I said, it slows me down and it helps me create and compose and be aware of the light and the things around me. I do love this camera because of that. And another lens that I'm using on, it's the famous portrait lens that probably any Nikon photographer will tell you how much they love it. It's the 105 2.5 AI lens. I gave this lens to a friend to shoot some art, and I don't have it with me, but it's gonna be back soon, probably this week. And why I'm telling you all this is because I recently made a video that I bought a GFX 50R, and all these lenses will be adapted on that medium format. And you will probably wonder, how can I adapt 35mm lenses on a medium format sensor? Well, it is possible through adapters, and it is possible because those lenses were built amazingly well with beautiful glass. They have wide apertures, and some of them work, some of them don't, but I'm gonna try these ones, and we're gonna have a separate video probably outside, and I'm gonna show you exactly how these lenses can be adapted. And by the way, you will be able to adapt those lenses on the Fujifilm X mount cameras, and you will do it with great results. These are APS-C sensors, those are full frame sensors. The image quality, it's not gonna be on par with a 35mm sensor, but it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be smooth, it's gonna be full of beautiful bokeh and depth of field. And I would love to get you guys into buying vintage lenses. These lenses are cheap right now. Not all of them, but most of them. If you're doing a research, or if you are interested in me doing a video of the best vintage lenses that you can adapt on Fujifilm, let me know in the comments below. But a simple research on Google, you're gonna find tons of articles, people talking about it. I love vintage, I love manual focusing, and that is the most important part of my photography these days. Slowing down and create more and compose better, and be aware of the light and use it creatively for my endeavors. So that is pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to show off. That's exactly what I'm doing, and give you a little bit of vintage feel of my videos, because this is the camera that I am very proud of, and put me on the path that I am right now to create more and become a professional photographer. I hope you have pretty much the same stories if you're shooting professionally and if you're shooting for a long time, and I would love to hear about them in the comments below as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and be here more and more, because we're gonna have all kinds of these videos in this kind of format, as well as, like I said, outside, because now we're able to go outside. So I'm gonna try to create more for you guys. I'm not sure if live, but maybe videos that will teach you how to compose, how to use light. Also, it's gonna be very helpful if you can hit that thumbs up button. And I would love to make more of these videos, and please stay focused, my friends. It's very important. I will definitely see you in a bit.